All right, how we doing, guys? So this is part two. I'm gonna show you what I do with these cracks now. So in the first video I showed you that I cut this down to raw sheetrock, and you can see I went right down into the board itself. The product I'm using is Durabond 45-minute mud, and I'm not gonna finish these today. I'm only prepping them. You see, that's the product. I'm only prepping them, and this product will actually sink back into the wall like a green lid or an all-purpose mud does. As you see, I ran into some big breaks along the way. I've cut these all out. It took me about 30 to 35 minutes to cut these out. The sheetrock was super hard, and the tape was actually bonded extremely well to the drywall. So let me show you here. I've mixed up a pan of this 45. And if you've never used this product, it's something else. I mean, you talk about strength, it's the strongest thing on the market. Now hopefully you guys can see here. Yep, there you go. Now all I'm gonna do, all I'm gonna do is pack this. That's it. Pretty simple. This is what I would normally do on a house when I first did it. Now some people are gonna think I'm crazy for packing this big gap here, but I'll show you tomorrow after this is done that it's solid as concrete when this stuff gets hard. And you wanna make sure you get that mud in the crack. It's the same thing as if you're freezing my house. Now I don't want to get too much of this on the mud that's existing on the wall. And the reason I don't is because although this product adheres to the drywall, it has a hard time sticking over top of lightweight muds. It doesn't like to bond to a lightweight mud. It doesn't matter how thin or how thick you make it. And the other thing I want to do is make sure that none of this is bulging out. If this product bulges out, you can't sand it. It's almost impossible to sand this stuff. But I know this is a little unorthodox. Usually I would come down like this, but again, I don't want to leave a lot of mud on top of this existing mud. It, like I said, again, it has a hard time bonding to it. Now this doesn't bond to plastic, and it bonds to paint. But I've had it in the past flake off stuff like this. Not flaking off inside the drywall itself, but flaking off where it's on the actual drywall mud, the lightweight mud. Now, I was able to narrow up the crack here, so we go a little faster. And you want to make sure you get it packed in everything. Now, it will draw back into that crack, which does make it nice. You don't want it to be jumping out. You don't want to have to sand this at all. If you have to sand this type of mud, you'll never use it again. And that's the truth. But when you pack the house with it, prior to paving, I can bet you, you're not coming back to fix this stuff 10 years later, like I'm doing right now, in this person's house. Because that right there, when that's hard tomorrow, I'll show you. I'll come in and I'll push on these big brakes on the next video, where I had a big hole right here, for example. I'll push push on that, and you'll see I can't hardly move it. And then what I'll do is I'll take, from this point, I'll use my lightweight muds. And I'll take my 45-minute regular lightweight mud, I'll coat that, and I'll put 5-fuse over top of this. And then I'll come back, and after that's dry, I'll coat it with regular mud, with a regular lightweight or midweight mud. And it'll make the finish perfectly. Anyway, I wanted to show you that. That's just prepping that one. There's more in the ceiling up here. If I can get the phone right, I don't know. Let me see. I think I can get it. So you guys can see at least one or two of these things. Yeah, just give me a second. Let me get up on my shorty stilts here and make sure this phone's not gonna move. All right, give me 1 second. Hopefully you guys can see that again. All right. I got you resting on a little ladder there. That's about all I got to rest the phone on with it to film the video. All right, now see, I don't know, you can't see it over here, but this is just like padding a regular house. You know, those gaps between the boards where it was long. All you have to do now, this mud again is not for homeowners. If you've never finished drywall before, you do not want to try this. Because, like I said, you can't sand it. You have to get a real flat. And you do not want it, I don't want to stick it down anywhere. I want it to draw back up into that crack. Now this is the exact same thing I do to a new house. I look for boards where the stocking, I'm going to drop them on the floor, drop them across the boom, whatever. And then I cut them out. Cut out the belts. Because most of the time, that's what the problems are, like the belts. And you start getting hairline cracks like this. Take a minute. This is not something you can do in, you might have it in 20 minutes, but sliding my knife short, but I'm pushing it, and I'm pushing it up in there. And my belief is it bonds the sheetrock together amazingly, to where there's no issues at all. After this is packed and taped and finished, these cracks aren't going to come back unless there is a lot of movement in this house, which there very well could be, because it's on a cliff. It's overlooking the Susquehanna River here in Pennsylvania. All right, I'm gonna show you what I did here. So, if you notice, this is already starting to shrink in, which is what I want. Now that's where one of the big holes was. And this looks like crap right now. It does not look anything professional yet. But it's pre-filled. And it's pre-filled with the hardest mud that I know. Okay? And all this is gonna suck up into that joint. That's the nice thing about this mud. A lot different than the easy sands. The easy sand muds they do not shrink. And they actually cause your tape to swell a little bit when you put it on. And you gotta be real careful with it. So, that's the second step of what I do to fix a crack. First I cut them out, and then I put that on there. So, stay tuned. I'm gonna do part 3 when I tape them and coat over them. This is probably a 4 or 5 part video. And hopefully you guys have a great day. Thank you.